today, reading from Sirach. So if you'd like, I invite you to pick up one of the read Bibles at the end of the pews and turn to page 728. Page 728, we're looking at Sirach chapter 35. Page 728. The readings today are excerpted from this chapter, verses 12 through 14 and 16 through 18. But let us take a look for a moment at what precedes these verses. Beginning at verse 7. In generous spirit, pay homage to the Lord. In generous spirit, pay homage to the Lord. Be not sparing of free will gifts. With each contribution, show a cheerful countenance, and pay your tithes in a spirit of joy. Give to the Most High as He has given to you, generously, according to your needs. So we hear in verses 12 through 14 and 16 through 18 that the Lord hears the cry of the poor, the oppressed, the broken, the downtrodden, that when we're struggling, God hears us. But what does He want from us? He's saying, look, I give to you generously. Can you do the same? It's this constant back and forth. Like Jesus taught in the Lord's Prayer. Forgive us as we forgive. So God is saying, learn from me and do as I do to you. So to have a generous heart, to have a spirit of joy, in our brokenness and our downtroddenness and our pain, yes, to cry out to God and have confidence that He'll hear us. But then to look at those around us. Can we do for them as God has done for us? It's the disposition of the heart. What's the difference between the two guys in today's gospel? The first guy, the Pharisee, he hasn't done anything wrong. He says, I say my prayers, I give my donations, my tithes, I do all the stuff right. Second guy's a tax collector, an admitted sinner. Yet Jesus says the second guy is the one that goes home justified. The second guy, the sinner, the tax collector, is the one whose prayer is heard. Why not the first guy? Did he do everything right? Well, it wasn't from the heart. Externally, we can do everything perfectly, but the most important thing is what's going on in our hearts. So when we're called to give to those around us, our time, our giftedness, our treasures, to be people of generous hearts and joyful spirits, because God has been good to us. And when we're in need, to cry out from our hearts to God. God, I want you to help me. Whatever you take away from Mass today, whatever it is that strikes you, that plants itself in your mind, that is working inside you, take it to your prayer and see what your heart says about it.